So this is the potting mix that I purchased. It is PR Russell Soil and Mix Soil Mulch and Soil Products, and this is how it looks like. So inside of it is some spugnum peat moss. So I already used that, some aged softwood bark, and I usually get some of that in my compost, some topsoil, some perlite, and some dolomitic limestone. I had to look that up. But yeah, so pretty much all of what I use, except it needs some nutrients off the black cow, which I'll be adding just right on top, as well as my fertilizer. This day was especially hot, and I'm just making sure that I'm staying hydrated while I'm doing all these things. I should have had a summer hat on, but I still can't find it. So anyways, I finally got my green stalks. I went ahead and purchased the leaf. I already had 3 in total of the original. I have 2 of the terracotta and 1 of the gray ones, as you can see from the back. I purchased the leaf specifically for strawberries, and then I went ahead and also decided to get potting mix instead of mixing my own. I just wanted to cut out some of that labor for myself. Plus, it's Mother's Day weekend, so I deserve a nice, relaxing, easy gardening day. So that's what I did. I'm filling this up all the way to the top. It will settle down a little bit more once the soil gets hydrated. I initially wanted to hydrate them before I stacked them, but that was going to be a lot of work, and I would not have been able to finish this video on the same day. So the plan is to add the potting mix, and then after I stacked everything, I would then add a handful of the compost just in each pocket hole. Doing this also saves you on compost. In this year, I have almost doubled my planting space, and it adds up really quickly when you are buying compost. Something that I want to do next year is to find a local farmer. That way I could maybe get this compost in bulk, because I do use a lot, and I don't have any way right now of getting something organic except for the bag ones that I get at the big box store. So I did go ahead and purchase these because they're running one of their best sales right now, which is the Mother's Day sale. And I was able to get the leaf for $1.19, and I was also able to add a coupon code. You can find a code. Usually one of your favorite top gardeners will usually have a code for Greenstock. I used the one from Roots and Refuge. There's also another person that can becoming a farm girl. I've also used her code before. So just check out your favorite gardener, and they should have a code that you can use. So it ended up taking me a little less than 4 bags of these to fill up the entire leaf greenstock. And on the greenstock website, it also tells you an estimate of how many cubic feet you will need to fill this planter up. I believe it said 5.5, so that lines up perfectly with how much I use. Again, it's going to settle a little bit, but with the compost on top, it will be just fine. Takes too long. So you want to make sure that the holes, they're in the center of each part. And then just the last part. Just snap right in. Is it sturdy? Did we forget to lock something? Okay. So in previous purchases, I have bought the base, which is like a spinner base that they offer. But I realized, especially that the fact that I'm keeping it on my deck, I really don't need it. I guess you would have to put a little bit of body weight into pushing it, but I am perfectly able to turn it on my own, no problems at all. So I didn't elect to get a spinner for these. So I wanted to start out by watering each tier. I started out doing the bottom and really working it in, as you can see from the previous clip, but I quickly got tired of doing that and my back was hurting me a little bit. So I decided to just stack it and just keep putting water in there, waiting a few minutes till it settled, and then adding more water. This is why I also didn't add the compost or any fertilizer yet, because essentially I would just kind of be washing it out. So I went ahead and sprayed the sides and even add water in the top. So I went ahead and topped each of these compartments with some black cow compost. And the idea is whatever nutrients that's in the black cow as it's being watered, it will trickle down to the roots of the plant over time. What I'm going to put at the base of the roots is just some basic granular fertilizer. The plan is to dig down a bit, add some of that granular, and then put the strawberry roots down in there. So the two varieties of strawberries that I'm going to be planting in these, and I might just separate the varieties into two different green stalks, but I have the Ozark Beauty, and this is a ever-bearing strawberry. That means it bears all throughout the summer, whereas I have another variety which is the Honeoye, I think, Honeoye, and that's a June bearing strawberry. That means it puts on all of its fruits all at once, which is around June. Um, so yeah, I think I might do that. I think I'm gonna have a ever bearing tower, and then the other one I'll use for the June bearing. Once I got these in the mail, I did keep them in some water. This is their maybe second day, going on their second day in the water. So that kind of hydrates the roots. So now I'm just going to line it out in whatever pocket I'm going to plant it in. That way it's easier for me to plant them. You can also plant the strawberries from seeds. The ones that I have seen have been like alpine strawberries. They're a little bit smaller, but you have the red variety, a white variety, and then another variety that's supposed to taste like pineapple. I don't remember which one that is. But there's a lot of different varieties of strawberries. The ones that I picked out from Stark Roast, it gives you the size that they're supposed to be. So I like to pick out the larger ones. The Ozark, usually the ever-bearing ones, you're a little bit small to medium, but on their site it says that the Ozark is a larger size. So that's why I picked it. So this area here is essentially the crown of the strawberry plant, and you don't want to cover that when you're planting. So you want to get everything buried up to whatever my fingers is covering. So as you can see, as I'm digging down, you see that the soil is still dry. So I'm gonna make sure that every morning I'm coming out here and I'm really giving them a nice good watering. This one is a little bit taller, so you may be able to see it better. But again, I'm going to add some of that fertilizer in the base. I'm stirring it up at that bottom a little bit with my hands, and then I'm laying the roots in, and I'm keeping that point above the soil. And this is how everything looks after we're done. I did go ahead and add some granular fertilizer on top, and that's just to give them a boost, really good boost. I want to be able to get strawberries from them this year, and I'm not the person that picks off the flowers the first year as recommended. I always let them grow, and I haven't had any problems with doing that so far, so I'm going to continue to do that. So along with the granular fertilizer, I am going to add some 5-on-1 and get these bad boys going. Here's a look at some of the strawberries from last year that did make it. For my original green stalks that do have strawberries, I did go ahead and place 2 in one pocket instead of one like the leaf. The leaf pockets are just a little bit um, like not as wide, and also the depth is not as wide. So I figured that one would be best in those, and I could continue putting 2 in these. But everything is looking really good. The only thing that I plan to add with the granular fertilizer that's already on it is just some liquid fertilizer. It's going to be the same one that I was using when I was when I was starting my seeds and such inside, because it has all the numbers represented, and it's close together. If I remember correctly, I believe it's like a 232, but do not quote me on that. So yeah, everything is looking really good. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with my new green stalks. The leaf is beautiful. It's nice and short enough for like the girls to reach the berries. I'm just really thrilled. I just want to say happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Anyone that's watching this video right now, I just wish you a nice, calm, relaxing Mother's Day. I'm so thrilled that you have decided to spend a little bit of that time with me watching this video. Um, it means so much to me. So thank you guys so much. The ones that you see at the bottom did not make it, but I did contact Stark Bros, and they were so gracious to, well, they had the policy to refund you or replace, and I chose to replace. So that's where most of the ones, well, that's where all of the ones that I planted in this video came from. They're replacements from the ones that didn't make it. So thank you, Star Bros, for standing behind your policy. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope you have a amazing Sunday. And if you're a mom, an amazing Mother's Day. Bye.